Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to do something a little bit different. We're going to take a trip down memory lane, at least for me. And normally people would call this an unhaul, but because this is a piece of nostalgia for me and a very large part of my childhood, I'm going to say that we're going to retire some of these manga series. And I'll go over each one and what they're about and what they've meant to me and why I'm retiring them and what retirement means. So let's get started. So the easiest one to start with is D.Grayman, which is about a young man who is in possession of a magical artifact called Innocence, which gives him magical powers, and he becomes a member of this order called the Black Order, if I remember correctly. And they're going around trying to save the world, basically. I can't remember really what it's about. It's been years since I've read it. And I only have volumes 13, 14, and 15 because my favorite character is Lavi. Well, there came a point in the series where Lavi hasn't been seen for probably, I think it's 3 or 4 years now. I am not going to pick up any more of the books because he's not in it. The series isn't bad. The series is, in fact, quite good. But I know what I'm about, and I'm about this one character, and if he's not in it, then I don't understand the point in continuing. So I'm just going to go ahead and give these 3 books away. I'm going to retire these books from my collection. Now, Negima's a little different. I mean, the premise of it is basically Harry Potter in Japan. Almost could tell you that's exactly what it is. But he goes to Japan to find out more information about his father, who was a great wizard. That's the only real difference between it. But it's a harem manga. It's, and he can make contracts with the girls and they get different powers from him, based on their attributes and their personality and things like that. And it's a fun, cute little manga. And it's finished. It is a complete series. However, and we'll show you this in a little bit, I am still missing the final 10 volumes. And I really am just not invested enough in this series anymore to continue to buy the rest of the manga series. And that might seem a little bit like, well, it's finished. Why don't you, just go ahead and complete your collection? Well, I'll tell you why in a little bit. But I've kind of, I don't want to say fallen out of love. I don't find any more joy in it, I guess. It's still cute. It's still adorable. There's nothing wrong with it. And as far as I can tell, there's nothing truly problematic with it. I'm just not interested in it anymore. So, retired you become. Now, my last manga series is probably the hardest one to get rid of, which is Skip Beat, which is still to this day hilarious. And the basic premise is this young girl, Kyoko, is in love with an old childhood friend of hers, Sho. And she moves with him to the big city so he can become he can follow his dream of being a very famous singer-songwriter. And he takes advantage of her. She cooks, she cleans, she pays the bills, basically, while he pursues his ideal. And she's in love with him. And one day, she hears him finally confess that he's just using her as a maid, basically, as a maid and as a money machine. And rather than be devastated, she just gets absolutely pissed. Absolutely, completely, utterly pissed. So not only does she leave him, but she completely changes her image and decides that she's going to become an actress to defeat him. Well, she tells this plan to one of the most popular actors in the show business, Ren Tsuruga, who is the most popular actor in Japan at the moment. And he doesn't like that, so they start off as enemies. But over time, they end up falling for each other. And it's a lot of slow burn that you're rooting for them because there's so much, they could be so good together, but they just won't admit it. It's funny too. It's still absolutely completely hilarious throughout the entire series. So why am I retiring it? This manga first came out in 2002. Now granted, that was in Japan, but still, 18 years later, Ren is only just now, spoiler alert, decided he's going to confess his feelings to Kyoko. Now, where it goes from there, I don't know. But it took them 18 years to get to this point, and I'm tired, okay? I like a slow burn. I don't want to be 40 before they finally decide to officially kiss, okay? I really, really don't. And so I can't bring myself to keep going with the series. Maybe once it finishes, I'll probably go back and reread it. I might even rebuy it, and I'm okay with rebuying it. But I'm sorry, there's a slow burn and you're taking way too fucking long to make this romance happen. So that's why, Skip Beat, you're getting retired. So this is all the volumes I own of both D.Grayman, up here in the corner, all the volumes of Skip Beat that I own. The last two don't match because my mom bought them for me for Christmas one year, and she didn't realize my list and how long it really was. So she just bought the two that were at the top at the time. And then all of my Negima, which I have up to volume 26 in Negima. And it goes up, or 28, and it goes up to volume 38. So, what do I mean when I retire this instead of saying I'm unhauling it? Well, it's going to go to the library first and foremost because there are people out there who can't afford this. What you are seeing on my floor right here is probably over $500 worth of manga. Okay? Why don't I sell it? Because again, there are people out there who can't afford $10 a book for series that go 38 fucking volumes. So I'd rather retire that part of my life and give it to the library so that someone else can enjoy it. Somebody who doesn't have access to this. Libraries are not big on buying manga. I don't know why. I don't understand it, but I also don't understand how their whole system works. So, and it's a part of my life that I don't want to say moved on from, but it's a piece of nostalgia that I'm no longer interested in, or at least not interested enough to hang on to these. So I will be donating them to my local library so someone else can enjoy them. So ladies and gents, that concludes my retirement series for the manga from when I was in high school / college. Probably a lot more college. But I hope y'all enjoyed this. You can call it an unhaul if you want. But again, I'm going to call this a retirement. They can go and live out their days with someone else. And I hope a lot of people enjoy this. And hope y'all enjoyed this video. Let me know your thoughts down below. If there's any manga from your childhood that you remember fondly. Would love to go back to. If you like the word retire, I kind of like it better than unhaul. So I think maybe in the future, I'll just call it a retirement series. And yeah, I hope y'all enjoyed, and I'll see you next time.